It's Christmas.
I'm sorry. She's sitting fine.
Okay, now,
I'm out of Jefferson County. I gotta wait for them
You
to
can
go
take
through and do some more stuff. And
can I do this myself?
Accept
Hit
the
that button.
request to access it.
There you go.
I'm
Cool.
looking for Larry's password. Look it up on his, what is his portal password?
Hey, Ms. Walsh, can you hear me? I don't know if she can hear. Can you hear?
Yes, I can hear you. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning. Good to meet you, and thank you so much for your help. We
Thank
appreciate it.
you. I just realized that my fee order didn't get e-filed.
Yes, ma'am.
So I'll get that filed.
Whatever we need, we'll cover it.
I
If we have-
I just do a flat fee of $500.
Yes, ma'am. That's perfect.
And
Morning, Judge.
if you're
Good morning. I think everyone's on.
Good morning,
Yes.
Judge. How are you?
I'm good, Lori. How are you?
I'm doing well, sir. Thank you.
All right, court come to order. Jefferson County Probate Court, CPR 0091. Interest of Philip Wiley. Mr. Dowden, you ready?
Yes, we're ready, Your Honor.
Ms. Walsh?
Yes, you're ready. I'm ready, Your Honor. I'd
All right,
first
you
just like to
may,
ask that the court excuse my client's presence. He is not here today. And his doctor determined that he would not be able to contribute to the hearing or understand, so he is in his facility.
okay, you may proceed, counsel.
Thank you, Judge. And with your permission, I'll call Ms. Jennifer Blair.
All right, so, and who else? Is she the only one who's going to testify?
Yes, sir.
All right, if you'll raise your right hand, ma'am.
Did you swear or affirm that the testimony you're giving today is true and correct, so help you God?
Yes.
You can put your hand down, you may proceed.
Thank you, Judge. You're Jennifer Blair, is that true?
Yes.
And Ms. Blair, I understand that you currently reside at 8434 Humphreys Road in Beaumont, Texas. Is that true?
Yes.
And you are the niece of the proposed ward, Mr. Philip Wiley. Is that true?
Yes.
And your father is, of course, his brother. Is that right?
Yes.
And your father, and gosh, would you tell the court your dad's name?
Joseph Willie.
Okay. And so you're here today to ask Judge Sylvia to consider entering an order establishing a guardianship of the person only of your uncle Philip Wiley. Is that true?
Correct.
And you're asking the court to appoint you in that capacity. Is that true?
Yes.
And so we filed with the court a consent from your dad that he signed here in our office. Is that right?
Yes.
Your dad actually had power of attorney, but he's, and not to put words in your mouth, but just not able to take care of his brother anymore. Is that
Correct.
a fair statement?
Yes.
Okay. And so, and with respect to Ms. Walsh mentioned the proposed ward, Mr. Wiley, I understand that he had COVID recently. Is that right?
Yes.
So he's on the mend from that.
Yeah.
And not able to attend today's hearing. Is that right?
Correct.
Okay. And Mr. Wiley's 80 years old. Is that right?
Uncle Philip, yes.
Okay. And a resident of Chambers County, Texas. Is that right? And as reflected in our report that we filed with the court of Dr. Butte, your uncle is totally without capacity to make decisions that affect his personal well-being. Is that true?
Yes.
Okay. And again, you're asking the court to appoint you. You believe you're a suitable person for that job. Is that right?
Correct.
You love your uncle and you've helped your dad, I understand, take care of him in the past. Is that true?
Yes.
You don't have any interest adverse to your uncle Philip Wiley at all. Is that
No.
true? No felony convictions or anything like that that would prevent you from taking this position.
No.
Is that right? Okay. So based on the Dr. Butte's report and if Ms. Walsh is on board, you feel like it would be in his best interest for the court to order a guardianship of the person of Philip Wiley and to appoint you as his guardian.
Yes. Please.
Okay. And there's an oath that you would sign for us today. You promised Judge Sylvia that you'll do your very best to take care of your uncle and file your yearly report on his condition and all that we've talked about. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. Judge, that's all I have. Unless you need anything further, I'll pass the witness to Ms. Walsh.
Ms. Walsh.
Thank you. Larry, do you want to get that doctor's letter admitted into evidence?
Yeah, Judge, if we've filed with the court, if you take judicial notice of our report of Dr. Boutte.
I have no objection, Your Honor.
Okay, so it's accepted in the records then as exhibit number 1.
Okay,
Go ahead, Ms. Walsh.
thank you. Good morning, Ms. Blair. How are
Good
you?
morning. I'm good.
My name's Lori Walsh. I'm the attorney ad litem for your uncle. I just have a few questions for you. Do you have any current plans to move Mr. Willie from his, or Mr. Wiley from his current facility where he's living?
No, ma'am.
Do you have any concerns about the facility where he's currently living?
No, ma'am.
Okay. His looking at the doctor's report is dated February 4th, 2022, that we've now admitted that into evidence. The record states that your uncle has dementia and a neurocognitive disorder. Is that correct?
Yes.
And that he is not able to perform any activities for daily living on his own. Is that correct?
Correct.
And according to the doctor's report, the degree of his dementia is moderate and there's no possibility for improvement. Is that your understanding?
Yes.
Okay. Do you know if your uncle gets any VA benefits or Social Security benefits?
He's on Social Security, nothing from the VA.
Okay. And are you the representative payee or your dad?
No, it goes straight into his bank account.
Okay. And I guess it pays for the facility?
Yes.
Okay. But he has no other income, so there's no need for a guardian of his finances, correct?
Well, he has Medicaid. We have him signed
Okay.
up for Medicaid.
Okay, but he doesn't have a trust. He doesn't have, retirement income from somewhere.
Oh, no, he has nothing.
Okay. And are you aware of any designations of guardian before need arises that he may have ever signed?
No.
Okay.
He was never married and no children, so.
Okay. And you and your attorney, I assume, have discussed lesser restrictive alternatives to guardianship, and you and your attorney have determined that there are no feasible alternatives to guardianship. Is that correct?
Correct.
And you understand that if you're appointed as your uncle's guardian, you will have a duty to report to this court every year on his location, condition, and well-being, yes?
Yes.
And are you willing to file those reports every year?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you, Your Honor. I have no further questions.
Okay, what is he in the Arboretum?
Yes.
Okay.
Judge, one matter, if I could address it. At the bottom of page 3 of the order that we submitted, it provides for a cash bond. If the court would be willing and inclined, could we make that a personal surety bond? I'm not sure what the court's procedure is on things like that. Whatever you want us to do, we'll do, of course.
So this is a guardian of the person only
Yes, sir.
and not the estate. I mean, so I don't see where we need much of a bond. Lori, you agree?
Yeah, yes, Your Honor. There's typically like a $25 cash bond, and
Yeah, that's kind of what I had in mind. So if both sides agree to that, a $25 cash bond.
That's perfect, Judge.
Okay, then I'm gonna approve the order appointing permanent guardian of person with full authority, $25 cash bond. We need to get the ad item paid. If y'all agreed to a fee.
We have, Judge, and we will take care of that.
Okay, so how much is that? So I can put it in order?
It's $500, Your Honor. And we appreciate very much Ms. Walsh's work in this case. She did an excellent job.
She always does,
thank you.
and I appreciate it too. It's good to have an ad item of her capacity on the courts.
Right. Yes, sir.
All right, anything else?
No, sir.
Nothing, Your Honor.
Ms. Walsh, nothing else? Okay, you guys have a good day.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Good luck,
Thank you, Lori.